I bought a house in the recession, and I'm here to give you some information and some encouragement. So yes, I bought my first house in 2007, and it was 1 week before I got married. I went on my honeymoon. I came back and I found out that the market had fallen apart, and I was absolutely terrified. I did not know what to think. I had just spent all of this money, and the mortgage I had was 100% financing because I was in lending, and so I knew to get a 30-year fixed. I did not get on an ARM. But I did get 100% financing, and I had moved into a house that needed, full updates. It was a 1972 house, bought it for about $150,000. And as soon as I found out that the market was falling apart, it was like, well, we're not going to update this. We're just going to live here like this with all this wallpaper and this harvest gold. I mean, it's just what it is. But we stayed in that house. We paid our mortgage. We did the things that made sense for us, because that is the thing. When you buy a house, it is your goals. It's your decision. And so this property made sense for us. We ended up selling that 7 years later for $200,000. So we made all of our money back, and we fared out through the recession. Then the person who bought that sold that house in 2019 or 2020 for $150,000 more than what we sold it for. And had I gone with my initial reaction, which when we came back from our honeymoon and found out that the market was falling apart, was I should not have bought this house. Like I am so worried that what I just purchased isn't going to be worth anything. But what I did know is I needed a place to stay. It was an investment. It was better than paying rent that I had no control over. And we could do this. Our goals were going to be different than what other people had. And now we have social media, so there's a lot of comparison. But at the time, it wasn't. You kind of felt alone. You felt a little isolated in your situation. But we ended up refinancing that in the middle of that 7 years. We refinanced it because the rates dropped, and so it was like, okay, let's jump on this now. And we refinanced it and put it on a 15-year fix. Kind of pains me to think that I'd have a paid off mortgage right now had I not moved 2 more times. But I want you to know that had I waited, I would not have bought the house at all, and I wouldn't have had any kind of investment because 100% financing went away. 100% financing in Plano, Texas, because I'm not USDA, wasn't going to exist. So had I sat on that fence longer, I would never have been a homeowner or started to build any kind of equity or wealth from that. And because of that property and the credit and how we strategize that, we will able to buy 2 other properties. So that's the highlight of, buying right before a recession, being a homeowner in the middle of a recession, holding onto your property while, there's just massive amounts of foreclosure and an economic downturn, and what that felt like. There's a whole lot more that I could go into that. Our house flooded, the seller lied on their disclosures. Once I got licensed, I was like, I got hornswoggled in my real estate transaction, and I didn't realize it. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about both sides of it. And I just want to be encouraging. And, if you have any questions, I really do not mind helping you with that and just being a voice of reason for you, a sounding board. I am not legal advice. I'm not financial advice. I'm a financial advisor. I am just an advocate for what makes sense for you. And homeownership may not make sense for you right now, but it also might be exactly what you need to do, because what program you're on might be going away, or there might be a situation. So anyway, that's that. And thanks for listening to this lengthy video. Have a good one. Bye.